age-old excuse that we try to go with after every single basketball game, whether it be a regular season game, a playoff game, any game that means anything when it comes to basketball. The fact that we put so much power, with the fact that we feel like the referees have so much control over the game, is kind of ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong, when the referees are one-sided and they're calling fouls for one team and not for the other, that can definitely affect the game. But also think about it, there's also a lot of times where teams just be fouling at the end of the day. Teams to be out there hacking each other. When teams don't know how to play defense, they foul. So but over the course, especially for NBA games in particular, playoff games in particular, you're at the highest level of basketball. The best of the best players are on the floor, and they're running the stuff that they've been running the entire season. It's like clockwork. Everything happens in a constant fluid motion. These players are so good. The referees can only do so much to them to affect the ball game at the end of the day. I don't think that referees really have the power that we give them on social media. The fact that the power that we give them on regular media, even when you look at TV shows, they always talk about the officiating, how bad it was. Officiating is bad 98% of the time, if we're being honest. There's not really many times you look at a game and you're like, that game was very excellently, perfectly officiated. It's never gonna happen. That's not what the job entails. The job entails a person looking at people playing a sport at high speeds and making calls on it. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm wrong if I just stall on this nigga walking in the middle of my video. He didn't even close the door, yo. The door is still open, my yo. Yo, let me know, chat. Let me know if I stall on this nigga.
I just want you to know, you gotta rate Vancouver.
You ain't gonna lie, bro. Dab me up, bro. Real shit. I fuck with that.
Oh, I didn't lean into it, Dante.
Alright. Now we got that out the way. What the fuck was I talking about before I was really interrupted? So as I was saying, referees don't really have the effect that we like, the power that we like to give them, in our day-to-day talk about the NBA. The officiating is bad in 98% of games. These officials they're just looking at people playing a sport, and they're trying to make bang calls. So of course you're gonna be like, oh my god, that's wrong. Another person gonna be like, oh my god, that's right. It's 100% subjective. The job itself is subjective. So when people are saying these refs are paid to get it right, they're actually paid to get it wrong also. They are paid. They're paid to referee the game the best that they can. You know what I'm saying? To play the game, to referee the game by the rules for both teams as fairly as possible. And does it always happen like that? No, not all the time. But that's just a part of life. So coming out of this game, seeing everybody on Twitter talking about, oh, the referees were so bad for the Celtics. It was so one-sided. I didn't see a one-sided officiated game. And looking at the stats, it wasn't a one-sided officiated game. I got to arguing with a dude on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? This dude was telling me the fact that the fouls aren't the fact that the fouls are close does not mean that the game was refereed evenly. And low key, it definitely does. I'm not sure how you can look at the fouls being the same between two teams. The referees are saying that this team fouled this team at the same exact clip. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. It's even. It's fair. You know what I'm saying? The free throws were about the same. I believe the Celtics shot, I believe, 3 more free throws, or maybe it was the other way around. Either way, it was as fair as it's gonna get. So people coming out saying that the referees are the reason why the Celtics lost this game is completely ridiculous. The Celtics lost this game for a whole bunch of reasons. Turnovers is probably the start. They had 18 turnovers. They gave up 33 points on those 18 turnovers. That's not a good look against the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? That means you're giving up transition threes, easy dunks. You know what I'm saying? They're giving them highlight plays, energy inside that crowd. You're not doing good things for your team when you're having 18 turnovers and giving up 33 points off those turnovers. Let me pull up the stats real quick, because there were some team stats I wanted to look at. If I'm being completely honest with you, these stats are about as even as it's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? They both hit 15 3-pointers. The Warriors hit 14 free throws, Celtics hit 13. They had about the same assists, about the same rebounds, about the same. Everything is about the same except for the steals. The Warriors had 15 steals. So if you want to look at the reason why your team lost, don't look at the fact that the referees called the game one-sided or whatever. But look at the fact that Jason Tatum was probably the only one who could say you can say had a good game last night. Al Horford came out, he gives you 2 points. Marcus Smart has an average game. Derek White starts off hot, but then he gets cold. I didn't think that 3-point shooting was going to be sustainable over the course of 2 games. I would have been really, really surprised if it did. And nobody else really outside of Tatum and Brown really came out and showed any real offensive force. Even Jaylen Brown, I think he only finished with like 17 points or so. So there's a lot of reasons as to why the Celtics lost yesterday. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the adjustment the Warriors made, putting Gary Payton II into the lineup finally. I'm not sure why he didn't put him in the first game, but GP2 had a huge impact in his first game back. He had a corner 3, he played some excellent defense, had some dunks. Just I feel like having GP2 out there is just a great addition for the team, energy-wise, morale-wise, especially in front of that home crowd, because how can you not love GP2? You know what I'm saying? The guy's a get it. He got a great get it out the mud story. My man's been trying to get it for a minute. I remember I just saw a picture recently that showed me that he was on the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? A couple years back, and thinking about it, I remember that's before he started rocking the headband. You know what I'm saying? I know the name Gary Payton II. You know what I'm saying? I remember him at I believe he went to Oregon State. Yeah, listen, I know the name Gary Payton II, so to see him out here thriving and having him just be a huge rotational piece, I feel like he's one of the most important pieces on this Warriors team, if we're being completely honest. Him being out there is just a huge addition, and it showed in this game. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry, he comes out and gives you another Steph Curry performance, 29 points. You know what I'm saying? Just some average. 29 points, you know what I'm saying? Just some great overall plays. He has some threes to get the crowd into it. Everybody really had a good game. Wiggs had a good game. You know, he missed a couple layups. Draymond had a great bounce back game. Yeah, listen, the pool party was lit. The pool party was definitely active. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Poole definitely peeped the baddies out in the crowd, and once he peeped the baddies, it was over for the Celtics. Not even going to cap, because my man probably rattled off like I think 3 or 4 threes between the third and the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? It was all for the baddies. I seen the video. He peeped him at the corner of his eye. And you guys know that when Jordan Poole get his eye on a baddie, man, listen. Now, I'll tell you the one thing I am worried about, though. They're going to Boston for the next 2 games. And as far as I'm concerned, ain't no bad bitches in Boston. So what's Jordan Poole going to do out there? You're going to peep out there and see a Madeline, you know what I'm saying? A Mildred, you know what I'm saying? You're going to see a Eustace out there. Like, like my man gonna be wild. He ain't gonna be turned up. So I'm definitely gonna be looking out for that going into game 3. Klay Thompson, he came out and he put up a shitter. You know what I'm saying? I believe he shot 4 for 19. If I know one thing about Klay, Klay don't get them shots up. Klay putting up 19 shots. I'm not worried about Klay at all. He's been kind of up and down over the course of the entire playoffs with his shooting, but when you need him to come through, he's prone to make a play, have a good game. So I have my complete confidence in Klay Thompson to do what needs to be done over the course of these next 5 games. And yeah, man, listen, now it's just a 5-game series. 5 games. We got 3 games in Boston, 2 games in Golden State. So Boston actually is really playing with house money at this point. They got home court advantage, so if they take care of things at home, then they're going to be in a great position moving forward. But unfortunately, I don't feel like that's going to be the case. I feel like they're going to continue to struggle. What I've seen over these first 2 games is the fact that the Warriors have just clearly outplayed the Boston Celtics in both of these games, for a majority of these games. I believe in the first game, the Warriors won the first and the third quarter. They said the Celtics had a great second quarter that I believe got them the lead before halftime, and then everybody knows what happened in the fourth quarter. They had that historic fourth quarter, but I feel like there's not going to be many other times over the course of this series that you'll see the Warriors come up and give you a historically bad fourth quarter. You know, for them to lose, I believe it was like 40-16. It was just really all bad. Even watching the game, I was just like, oh yeah, they're just putting up one of those quarters where it's just not gonna, they can't do anything right. Steph was missing layups, Draymond was missing free throw. It was ugly for everybody. But yeah, I feel like without another quarter like that, it'll be really tough for the Celtics to get another game in this series. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ready to call it just yet, but depending on how game 3 turns out, I might be out here chatting about a Warriors in 5. Because from what I'm seeing, this is definitely just a one-sided series. The Warriors seem like they are vastly superior. But listen, I had this also same thought last year about the Phoenix Suns, and yeah, I was proven 100% wrong. But I don't think Jason Tatum is on Giannis level. So yeah, listen, going into game 3, some adjustments I think the Celtics need to make. They definitely got to get their other guys back going. Al Horford and Marcus Smart definitely got to have to play way better than they did in game 2. And I think that it's due for a Grant Williams game. They're due for a game where Grant Williams comes out and gives them 4 threes, 5 threes. And listen, keep playing. I'm not sure if Peyton Pritchard will be playable for the rest of the series. I'm not sure that Daniel Tice will be. I don't think they don't need to. The Boston Celtics should not play Daniel Tice for the remainder of this series. I'm gonna keep it 100%. I fuck with Daniel Tice. Daniel Tice is nice. I like what he brings to a team. But what he does in the pick and roll with Stephen Curry, the drop coverage that he plays every single time is killing the Celtics every time down the floor. They're just giving up threes whenever Daniel Tice is in a high pick and roll with Stephen Curry. And if the Celtics want to win this series, they're not going to get away with giving Stephen Curry these good looks. Steph through 2 games has had, I want to say, about 6 or 7, maybe 6 or 7, I would say, wide open looks for his standards. You know what I'm saying? Looks where people aren't within 5 feet of him. And I'm not really sure how that happens, you know? I know coming into this series, I thought that the Celtics were beat up. I thought that they were, like, probably running on fumes at this point, having played 2 7-game series coming into the finals. But I didn't expect it would come out in this form. So going into the Boston, hopefully for the Celtics, they get some juice. They get some of that home cooking, and they're able to catch a dub. But yeah, I'll tell you, for the Warriors, they got to keep doing what they've been doing. I feel like they've been dominant over the course of this series so far. Their defense on Jason Tatum has been phenomenal. They've been doing a great job of keeping the others for the most part. I believe. Actually, I can't even say that. It's only been 2 games, so they've just done a great job on making Tatum become a decision maker. And what we can see, Jason Tatum is not a great decision maker as a ball handler just yet. He gets the ball in space sometimes. He gets himself caught up. You know what I'm saying? There's times where where you're not really used to really holding on to the rock, you try to get into the middle and just try to see what opens up so you can do a kick out. But he's going into the paint and he has no plan, no ideas. So he's just throwing the ball out and he's just giving the Warriors straight up just wide open runs in transition, and that's not gonna do it for him, man. That's not gonna do it for him. So getting into game 3 also for the Celtics, JT's gotta step it up again. JT had a great first half, but JT he definitely faded out going into that second half, and that's not what they need going forward. But yeah, you can see going back to the Warriors. Listen, keep GP2 involved. Get Klay Thompson some good looks. Get him going early, going into game 3, and everybody else just remain what they've been doing. Keep Looney, keep Poole, keep them engaged and activated. And listen, we will have. I'm 100% confident that Steph Curry will be Steph Curry. And coming out of game 3, I predict that the Warriors will be up 2-1 over the Celtics. And depending on how the game turns out, you might hear me coming on this channel on Thursday talking about Warriors in 5. This shit is clipped. But that's all I got for this one. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment. Make sure y'all subscribe. And I will see y'all after game 3. Where we at? Game 3. After game 3. Peace.